Check it out one time.
Great morning, Truth Nation. Welcome to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth, inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. I am the legendary Home Blow, joined by my brother,
MC Dame Ellzey in the building.
Great morning to you, bro. How you doing and feeling today?
Good morning to you, brother. I am feeling excellent. It's Tuesday.
And to our producer, great morning, Rhea Riley. And yeah, we gonna have some interesting conversation this morning. But what's been up with you, man? How did your weekend play out?
Oh, my weekend was great. I did a lot of work around the house. Obviously did the mentoring stuff. I talk about that every time. Shout out to Metcalf Parker. We had a successful opening house for their opening house on Friday. So
at that 2461 North 33rd. Okay,
that went well. Yeah, man, it was just, regular weekend for me.
Cool.
Nothing exciting. I guess it's exciting
to be alive.
To be alive, obviously.
Yeah. What's your thoughts of this being February 3rd and being
it's Black History Month?
Yeah.
I celebrate Black History Month all year.
That's right. I always say 365 for me.
365 Black.
100.
Shout out to Element. And she used to, Element used to do the McDonald's commercials. It's like 365 Black. I mean, the first time I heard it, I'm like, wait a minute, I know that voice.
Right.
But it's every day for me. So, but I understand, and I'm happy that others are, celebrating with us, except for Donald Trump, obviously.
Yeah, and listen, I just got the strangest reason or feeling, shall I say, to believe that he's going to, while he's in, stop it from being celebrated. I'm just saying, even though we will still celebrate 365 and even, in February, because there's nothing that I blows your diamonds, he is I am him, that, I kind of predicted a dude doing that he hasn't went on and done.
Listen, this dude, and then when they do stuff, they always give some bogus reason that falls within some type of gray area.
Right.
And so he'll say, well, we're not just going to have Black History Month. We're going to have American History Year, and all we're going to do is study American history. So no more Black history, no more, Native American Month, no more Latino Month, none of that. We're just going to have this much.
But in this American history, it doesn't include Black people and their accomplishments. That's why he's taking everything down and moving stuff around.
But that's what I'm saying. In the background, he's taking everything down. But then they say, we shouldn't just be celebrating them. We should be celebrating everyone. And this makes white people feel small, and we don't want to make anybody feel small. So this is what we're going to do. They give all of these asinine reasons to do all of the things that they are going to do. You know what I'm saying? And don't let it fall on deaf ears that the Haitians were supposed to lose their protected status in the beginning of February. So then all February they could have been chasing around Black Haitians in little Haitis all across the country and doing Black History Month. Don't let that go over your head.
That's right.
That was the plan. He could have chose any day to end this executive order for ending their protected status, but he was going to do it in the beginning of February and the first Monday in February. But, a judge from Washington gave him an 83-page whooping and said, you can't do this, and this is why, X, Y, Z, right? But he's all about the symbolic nature of things.
Yep.
Showing off things and making it bigger than it actually is. Because, Obama deported more people. But we never knew.
Right.
Nobody knew what was going on unless you were intricately involved in those circles. You never knew that was going on.
And do you know why I think that is? Because he wasn't doing it in the manner that the Orange Man is doing it. So the people that went, they had kind of went quietly.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? We didn't have, in my opinion, a bunch of people talking about, and they just came in my home and they just took my husband out, or they took our whole family. We didn't hear it like that at all. And I'm saying, in my opinion, especially with how loud people are roaring with this situation, that we would have heard those roars then.
Mm-hmm. Listen,
it's a way to do what you're gonna do.
It's a way to do it, and I guarantee you that's because those people who were deported because it was Obama
Really were them people.
Because it was Obama's administration, they probably were either the ones that had the legal criminals and this, that, and the other. They probably were, or they also trusted that, okay, this is Obama and them, so if I leave, they're really going to allow me to come back the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was like, I'm just going to leave, and then I'll come back, and they'll let me come back the right way or something. I wonder how many of those people got deported came back the right way. We'll see. Right. It's not a wrong way. It's not a right way. I'm just saying as far as the legal status of what Trump is doing.
Absolutely.
It's just amazing that this dude is doing this. And again, y'all, do not let it go over your heads that that the Haitians, a lot of them been in this country for decades legally. That then he was going to remove it. It wasn't like they had done something wrong.
Right.
They had come here properly. They had protected status. He was removing that, then making them what they would call in that administration illegal aliens. He made them that. So, and he was going to do it in February.
Right.
So he's going to be, again, the optics would have been to all of his, white supremacist brothers, they chasing around black people in little Hades across the country during Black History Month. Come on, man.
Man,
listen. It wasn't by chance that's how it happened, but I digress.
Yeah. But yeah, man, all of this stuff, man, and then the Epstein files black in the news again as usual. But I'm glad. But it's up there with a different purpose. So it's like the intentional of taking some of the spotlight off of him. Yeah. And it's easy for some people in our community to be easily deflected. Like, it's like,
easily distracted.
Yeah. And it's like the deflection is real. Like, you know what I mean? I said
this last week. I was like, do not forget that a black man was murdered in the beginning of the year.
That's right.
By ICE. And you've had 9 people murdered by ICE in January, ending with my man Alex in Minnesota, who was executed by ICE agents.
Right.
Do not forget this. Do not let this get swept under the rug and fall down the news cycle, because as other stuff comes out, that stuff falls, right? It's natural occurrence.
Yeah.
And that's what Trump and them are doing. They are bombarding you with stuff. And so that whatever was negative eventually will fall off, and nobody will be talking about it because there's something else crazy that's coming up. Now Trump just says he's going to naturalize elections in 15 situations. He's saying that because now that's the new top story. So that pushes all of the other stories down. Nobody's talking about my man Alex Pretti no more. They're not even mentioning it no more. Or look at the woman that was murdered. That seems like forever ago, right?
Yep.
Because this is what Trump does. And so I say this, when Trump first got elected into office, I was reading about in NPR, me and a friend were reading about how in Russia they gave us advice. The Russians gave us advice on what was going to happen and how if we don't do certain things, it'll make you go crazy.
Yeah.
Because that's the same thing Putin did. Putin would just do wild stuff and keep doing wild stuff and bombard the media with stuff, so then they couldn't even cover the real stuff that was going on. The real stuff is 9 people were killed by deputized ICE agents during the month of January. 9 people. One of them executed in the middle of the street. That is a scene from a dystopian movie from 1982, from any movie you could think of. I'm just putting it in y'all minds where y'all have always said, oh, that's bad. But then you see it happening, and you let the news cycle push it down.
Yeah. Coming up, we're going to be talking about, and I want you to kind of give a tease on it, of what we're going to be talking about in our first segment, which I think, or our next segment, which I think is going to really spark a lot of interest from Truth Nation to kind of hear the original breakdown.
Yeah.
Also, something that I didn't get to do on yesterday, I want to give a shout out to our Good Karma brand, Lance Davis, who blessed me with 4 tickets for the Monster Jam Truck Show.
Ooh.
And of course, it was awesome. I'm into monster trucks. Yeah, and of course,
I've never been to a monster truck jam.
Oh man, yeah, you need to go.
It looks interesting.
Yeah, you need to go. You need to go. So it's very entertaining. Shout out to comedian, actor D-Rock, Mr. Keep a Smile on Your Face. I invited him and his 2 sons to come with me. So we enjoyed it.
I bet they did too.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. I mean, excellent seats. So thank you again, Lance Davis,
Lance.
Good Karma brand. But coming up, just a tease on.
Well, we were talking about, at the end of last week, Adam Procell, the Office of
Community Wellness and Safety,
had to step down because of a state constitutional law that said somebody that's in the cabinet can't have a felony, basically. But the question is, when did the mayor's office know about it? And who's to blame, but how did we get to that point? So I learned some things over the weekend, and I'm going to drop it on you.
Yep. So you're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. We got to take care of some bills, and we'll be black.
On Wednesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers complete their homestand as they host the Detroit Mercy Titans at the UWM Panther Arena.
3 feet the block. Franklin, contact, yes! Score it in 1. Back to the top, Dixon. Driving right, step back, wing, 3 on the way, and he hit it! Josh Dixon with a ceiling scraper.
Scott Warris has the coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. 1 call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Do you hear that? And that? And that? Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Great morning, Truth Nation. Welcome, Black. Want to say great morning to our YouTube subscribers and, of course, Ariane Kawanda, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Sister Lorena Star Marie, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Lori Patterson, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Dr. Clarissa Lawrence, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Venus Jones, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Isaac Owen, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. And John Hogans, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. Remember, you can watch us live on YouTube. And while you're there, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. You can also catch us on Facebook Live. You can like and follow the page there, and also catch us on X. And as always, the True Talk text lines are open for you, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. And before we went and took care of our first set of bills, MC Dame Ellzey was giving a little tease to an insight on, for those of us who have heard us when we talked about the fact that Adam Procell, who had been selected by the mayor to run the Office of Community Wellness and Safety, and we knew that at 15 years old, because, you know, there was a lot of talk or whatnot about the fact that, you know, he had murdered somebody when he was 15, but since doing 20-something years of that time, sentenced to 25 years, that he had got out and started making great strides in other areas and trying to do the reintegration process and trying to let people learn from his tragic, you know what I'm saying, mistake. And, of course, to the family of the person, you know, condolences always. But so he was chosen by the mayor to lead the Office of Community Wellness and Safety. There was some controversy around that because there were some other candidates that were there. And then Adam Procell came like out of nowhere. It's like, okay, how did he get here? But he was given that position. The community started getting meetings where they could get to know who Adam Procell was and find out, you know, what was his vision, because he wasn't given a lot of information initially.
Because we didn't know much about him.
So he started, you know, kind of let people know who he was and what he's done and his track record and all that. So that was appearing to go well. People seemed to calm down and say, okay, well, we're going to give this guy a chance. And then all of a sudden there was a new move that ended up making it to where the Office of Community Wellness and Safety was now going to be its own department. And so I want you to also, you know, break down what that meant when he first ended up getting the position to where it's getting now his own department. And now shortly after getting his own department, now he has to resign. Right. So I turn it over to MC Dame Ellzey.
Now, remember, y'all, I was talking a while ago about how this administration has lost so many black overly qualified professionals over the last few years. Remember, I gave you some names. One of those names was Bernadette Karanja. Now, Bernadette was over the Office of Equity and Inclusion. They may have changed the name, but I don't remember what they changed the name to. But anyway, Bernadette loved his job. I knew Bernadette well. We spoke about this job and the things that she would do. Bernadette was very enthusiastic. Well, just recently, the administration, they came about with these parking changes. Remember, we would talk about the parking changes, and I said then that, you know, I wondered how these parking changes would affect the black community. Well, other alders, other people at City Hall and alders included, wondered this same thing. And so they asked Bernadette, you know, to look into it, to see what would happen if this came about. Bernadette did that. And when she did that, she found out that it would indeed do what we thought it would do. It would adversely affect, as she put it in her own words, low-income people, and that being black and brown people. Now, remember, I've been saying that from the beginning. So she did the study and found out that what we were talking about here at The Truth was actually right. So when she came out with that, the administration, meaning the mayor's office, didn't want her to put that information out. They instead had their own write-up that they wanted her to sign off on because she's from the Office of Equity and Inclusion, and it would satisfy those how can I put it? It would satisfy those questions about where the parking would lie and who it would hurt the most. Well, in her own words, Bernadette said, I will not sign this piece of paper because I will be by omission lying. She felt that what they wanted her to sign wasn't right, and they were lying. So she was forced to quit. She either going to lose her job or she was going to quit. So Bernadette quit. So let's trace it back. Remember, y'all, I was saying, why are we losing all of these high-ranking black officials? It was like 4 of them. You had the DER guy, you had Preston Cole, you had Bernadette, and there was one more other person. We're finding out now, as things, as the smoke is settling, that the mayor's administration have been kind of pressuring these black high-ranking officials to do certain things that maybe they didn't feel comfortable doing. And her not feeling comfortable doing it, she quit. Now, how does this play into Adam Procell? You say, dang, you talking about that. How does it play into it? Well, the Common Council sees this. And the Common Council, wanting to, avert this happening again, wants to give those sections more power, because Bernadette's position was under the Department of Administration. It wasn't a cabinet position. And if you're not in a cabinet position, then you have to go through steps before you get to the mayor. You go through your boss, you go through whomever, and then you go through Nick Desiato, who we already know it may be the reason why all of this stuff is happening. Because not soon after this letter with Bernadette that Preston had given her, Preston Cole, to sign, you hear about Nick Desiato yelling at Preston or trying to embarrass him in front of his staff. And Preston's like, I don't need this, I'm out. So the Common Council sees all of this, so now they don't trust what's coming from the mayor's office. So in order to give those positions, and the Office of Community Wellness is one of those positions, in order to give them more power, they determine they're going to make this a cabinet position. Now you go strictly to the mayor. So in Bernadette's position, if she had gone strictly and straight to the mayor, then now the mayor knows that this information is available, that our Office of Equity and Inclusion has found this information. And so now either he puts it out or puts it in the files or says whatever needs to be said, or it looks like he's covering something up, right? So it gives that position more power. So when the Common Council did that, they didn't do that knowing about this constitutional law in the state constitution that says you can't have a felony, you can't have an F on your report card if you're going to be in a cabinet position. Or as they said, the people I've talked to said they wouldn't have did it if they knew that was the case. But when they did it, if you recall, the mayor's office was against it. Everyone was against it in that side of the hall. Mm-hmm. And so the question is, when they were against it, why were they so against it? Were they against it because they knew already? Had they asked the mayor? Had the mayor asked the city attorney already for an opinion? Because when you do these things, you can ask the city attorney for an opinion, and they'll go do the research because that's their job. So had they done that? And if they didn't do that, why didn't they do that? So what we're left with is, did the city attorney know? Was the city attorney ever asked? Now, I commend Sheriff for giving my man a job with the F on his record, right? Mm-hmm. But again, when did the city attorney find out about this legal issue? And when did they tell the mayor's office? Did the mayor's office know months in advance of this and then use this as a way to, in his constant battle with the Common Council, use this as a way to kind of make the Common Council look a certain way, like, oh, you're making this man, because for all intents and purposes, Adam had been doing I don't know the man, but I'm calling him Adam. Mm-hmm. From what I hear, he had been doing a good job. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard any complaints. And if it's complaints, there's blood in the water. And I haven't heard that. So he had been doing a good job. So what was the time frame or the chronological order of when the mayor's office found out about this? Because I'm tending to believe, off of the things that I'm hearing, that they may have knew before last week, that they may have known prior to that. And maybe they didn't think somebody was the rest of everyone else would find out, but somehow somebody found out, and the word started getting around. The Common Council didn't find out till last week. And then they were going to schedule some stuff, and the mayor's office didn't want them to schedule it. And to usurp them scheduling it, they had Adam Procell resign. But the Common Council had offered up negotiations that Procell could stay. Because like when Willie Hines left the Common Council and went over to Hackton, your boy Willie Hines, that's how T-Lo talks. But anyway, I just like that commercial. Anyway, when Willie Hines left and went over to Hackton, he couldn't be over Hackton because he had just left the Common Council. So there was some conflict in that, right? So what did they do? They put him as the deputy, and somebody else was over him, but he was still there. They offered to do the same thing with Procell. We'll move him to deputy. We'll leave that position vacant, the director position. He can still run it because he's not in that cabinet position. He's still an employee. But instead of going to the Common Council and having these meetings, they just come up on Friday morning and he quits.
Lots to unpack, Truth Nation. We want to end up hearing from you after we come back from these bills. 833-212-1017. I'll also let Dame read some of the comments coming off of our YouTube page. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM. The Truth will be black.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
I caught an Uber in the evening, and my show comes on. The playback is at 6. It comes on. My show comes on at 6 to 9. The driver was Somalian, and I was just, in the back seat. And so he was listening to my show. And we was talking about what was going on in Minnesota.
What was his take?
No, he liked my show. He liked it. He liked my show. He didn't know it was me, though. He didn't know that the person that was on the radio was in his back seat. So what was funny was I was listening to me and listening to how he was listening to the show. And so I asked him, I said, you like that show? And he was like, oh, yeah, I love that show.
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m., live on YouTube and right here on 101.7 The Truth.
Delays right now on westbound 94. They're pretty hefty as you're making your way from just west of 27th Street all the way past Hawley Road. Eastbound slowing down from 92nd Street almost to Hawley Road. We have that broken down vehicle in the Marquette, kind of in a weird spot in the left shoulder, so just be careful right in the Marquette as you're going through. Northbound 4394 coming out of the Mitchell interchange. We've got another broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder. Seeing delays coming out of the interchange itself, and this issue is just over 13th Street. So just be careful as you're making your way through that area. A check of the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 23. Tonight, a few clouds, a low of 9 above. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
The award-winning 101.7 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in for Dr. Ken's trivia spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know. And Tori Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month as 101.7 The Truth lifts up the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history, because Black history isn't just history, it's happening every day. 101.7 The Truth celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and you got that law offices, you already know TAYVACK law office, all right? And I was trying to get away from that. And so I'll again allow you to properly enunciate the name of the law office.
Tay Bach.
Mm-hmm.
Tay Back.
Mm-hmm.
No, not Tay Black. You was gonna say Tay Black, huh?
It's in me.
It's in you.
So I want to, make sure that our partners are definitely supported properly.
That's an old school basketball player, T Black.
Mm-hmm.
He's played for Messmer.
So yeah, absolutely.
Tay Back law offices.
There you go, and we appreciate them for helping to proudly sponsor all of these Black History Month and yearly situations. I mean, because these things are happening all year long. Black history is 365. And so we appreciate the sponsors for understanding and appreciating all of our contributions and giving you some interesting moments and some facts that you probably didn't know. Let's go to the YouTube page and check out some of those comments.
Well, the YouTube page got some interesting comments about my man, Adam Procell. I'm assuming who they're talking about. That dude was a Trump supporter, said SIP 46. Stacy Smitter, 6661, said they wouldn't go this hard for a black man. When I ran for alderman of District 5, they tried to, he said tired, but they tried to use how I was at a point of felon and shouldn't be in office due to my drug conviction, but giving praise. He also was, stay same guy, speaking of Adam Procell, he also was a Republican and Trump supporter. Glad he's gone. I didn't forget what he said when they introduced him, how he wasn't a Democrat and how he was going to be applying pressure. Well, you can't be in office, Mr. Smitter, if you got a felony. They wasn't just picking on you.
Is that any office? Any
elected office, yeah.
Okay, so you can't have a felony. Can't
Except for the president.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that's my go-to all the time.
Everybody else
34, right?
Nah, but the president apparently so.
And that's why I say that a lot of that should be just stricken off of any applications for whatever, because again, they don't play by the rules.
They don't.
But where you were going with that, can you continue? And again, remember the True Talk text lines are open at 833-212-1017.
I think the public, we just need to know, was this man, regardless of how you may feel about him, was he used as a piece on the chessboard again by this administration who has been losing overqualified black professionals? Not that he was black, obviously he wasn't, but overqualified black professionals along this route, and then you get this guy with an F on his record. So there hasn't been how can I put it, a securing of those that come from the different areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in doing that, was he just another pawn on the board that they use once they found out this information that he couldn't hold that position, instead of going through ways of usurping that constitutional law that says that you can't have this position. Same things that been done in the past. It wouldn't have been the first time that something like maybe it wasn't for an F on his report card, but it's for different reasons that people have been put in, smaller positions. Well, until they figure it out, and then they can put him in that top position. But if he's there doing the job and doing it well, from all intents and purposes, don't just bring it to the council. Just bring it there, figure something out. But in the refusal to work with the council on almost anything, you get this man losing his job, and now we gotta start over. Now maybe Catherine, I think that's her name, the deputy over OCWS. Maybe she steps up, and maybe something good comes from it. But we don't know that yet.
Kareem Tyler.
Absolutely. I had the K right. Sorry, Karen. But maybe she steps up and she runs it now again, because she was interim before, right? And so we don't know. Because when you interim, you don't do certain things because you don't have that power. There's a difference between being interim and being the actual deputy, being the actual commissioner, and having that power to do something and put stuff in motion. Because when you're interim, you have to go through, all of everything else. But again, the point of the matter is we have confirmation on two things here.
Okay.
We have the confirmation that a study may have been done about the adverse effects of the parking on poor people, and it was kind of almost tried to be swept under the rug. They wanted it that bad that they didn't care about how it was going to affect black and brown people. Now, and with a black mayor, that just seems odd, right? You got a black mayor. Why would they do? But again, it's not Chevy, I don't believe. It's the people that are surrounding him that are feeding him this misinformation and making him making these bad decisions, making people like Preston, making people like Bernadette, making people like the guy over DR, making these people leave. And again, I think it's this guy, Nick Desiato. I said it before and I'll say it again. Nobody down at City Hall like this dude. And there's a reason for that. There's one thing to be a hard guy and ride for your guy, because I did that for 12 years. But I also treated people fairly.
Right.
I didn't play the snake games. I didn't do those things, whereas people knew, okay, that's my guy, and I'm gonna ride for that guy. But on the end, I'm also gonna treat you fairly. If he's wrong, he's wrong. If you're right, you're right. And I think we're losing that, and the politics at City Hall is starting to show that that's what's going on. Because like on a national level, you just talked about Trump and his 34 felonies. It affects everything that goes under. So if the top office is operating in a certain way, then you have to operate in that certain way or get swept away. So we're at a crossroads here in Milwaukee politics. And I think we can go down the road where we become one of those municipalities where a handshake doesn't matter. You got to have stuff in writing and all of this stuff. Or we can remain where people can go across the aisle, where and not that aisles exist, but because there's no Republican or Democrat. But when I say aisle, I mean different sides of any subject, and work things out, and do things that will benefit the city. Or we can stay where we are and travel down a lane where you got black people that are overly qualified for these positions quitting. You have a brain drain that's going on. You have this snakiness taking place, which I think might be the case here. I think some snakiness might have taken place to have all of this stuff happen. And I think the administration, and I'm not saying Cher, but I'm saying the administration may have known about this after the Common Council switched it and decided, they were going to do what they needed to do to use this as a way to make the Common Council look bad and make them look bad, because they're in an internal war with them, instead of just doing what's best for the city and finding a way to keep this guy that's doing work in this position.
True Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. What's your truth when it comes to having this extra information about how this all has played out and is currently playing out? That's crazy because, again, it seems like it was set up for failure.
Yeah. That's the bad thing about it, because this office is so important. Because you got in Baltimore, you got in other cities where people have similar offices, where it started here.
Right.
The blueprint for peace, Reggie Moore and them came up with, started here, right?
Yep.
And then they take it to these other places and they bite our stuff, and now they're having success at it because they follow it through. Again, we not following stuff through, and this another setback in us going towards actually seeing something happen. And is this setback a natural occurrence, or is this setback something that was manufactured?
Okay.
But we all, though, are the ones who feel it because we don't get that safety and that peace that we can get if they start following what we've already had in place here.
So this could have been a different outcome had a decision had been made for him to become the deputy director.
Yeah, they could have just moved him. They could have just changed his posting. He could have kept his pay. He could have done there was a lot of different ways to get around it outside of him just resigning. And maybe that was his decision. Maybe he didn't want to take a step down. But it seemed like somebody that came up from the bottom, came up from the mud like he did, would be like, okay, let's do it. I'm gonna work my way back to that position, right? They didn't want to do it.
You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. I am the legendary Home Blow, along with my brother,
Dame Ellzey, in the building.
We got to get ready to take care of some bills, and we'll be black.
Need a way to hype up your day?
Hello, is this Shirley?
This is she.
Shirley, you are our Gruber 5K giveaway winner this quarter. Congratulations.
What would you do with $5,000?
Going to look at buying me a pickup truck. That will be some of my down payment.
Stay tuned into 101.7 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
I love you guys.
I got money now.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This Friday night, we have a city conference showdown as the Milwaukee Juneau Pioneers battle the Carmen Northwest Eagles. Fast breaks, big shots, and bragging rights on the line. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. The City Conference Game of the Week on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com is sponsored by Milwaukee Public Schools and presented by Gruber Law Offices.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
More of Truth in the Morning is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Black History Month. The award-winning 101.7 The Truth proudly separates black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune in for Dr. Ken's Trivia Spotlight, powerful facts, and moments you need to know. And Tory Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month as 1017 The Truth lifts up the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history. Because Black history isn't just history, it's happening every day. On 1017 The Truth celebration of Black History Month, we are proudly sponsored by the Educators Credit Union.
And?
What you want me to do this one?
No. Just the same thing. I would imagine it's the same situation.
With the Take-Back Law?
Yes. I would imagine it's the same thing.
Yes, and Take-Back Law.
There you go.
Why ain't on this one? I'm not going to say nothing because they told me not to do that. But I'm just saying. Omission.
Yep.
And Take-Back Law.
There we go.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, we just want to make sure that our partners
We want to make sure everybody get credit.
Yeah, definitely do what they got to do. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 1017 FM, The Truth. SIP45 on our YouTube page says, why wasn't a black brother in that position?
That's an excellent question. I believe the brothers turned it down. I believe.
Really?
Who was the other candidates? Because before Procell got it, it was two other people that turned it down, right?
Yeah.
I know at least one turned it down. I think that was a brother. I'm assuming so. But the question is, yeah, I do believe so. Yeah, it was. And the question is, why did they turn it down? Because they were going to get paid over $150,000 a year. That's a lot of money, Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? And they were going to be given now all of this power to do all of this stuff, and then they decide, they go through the process, and then they just say, nah, I'm straight. What was it that made that person be like, nah, I'm straight? Was it the mayor? Was it his staff? What was it that made them be like, nah, I'm straight? So not only did we lose those other overqualified people that were already employed, we may have lost somebody that could have been employed that was like, nah, I'm straight. And what makes I assume a black man be like, nah, I'm straight? Is it because I got to answer to this guy? I'm going to work for a black mayor, but then I got to answer to this guy? And he's pressuring. We've already seen that he's pressured other employees to do things, and then they quit. And they're like, nah, I'm not. That's lying by omission, like Bernadette said. And then she's out of there. And who loved her job. Preston Cole, who had been, very passionate about his job and had worked his way from the city to the state, back to the city. Nah, I'm good. And then you got this guy that's just like, nah, I'm good. I'm not even finna take that job. I'm not finna take $150,000 because it's not worth it. It seems like maybe he sensed this set up to fail that was there as well. We don't know, but the pieces have all started to line up. And when you add in the fact that they tried to not add in the paragraphs that Bernadette wanted to be added in this letter so that she would sign it, and then even after reading the letter, Bernadette was like, nah, this letter just doesn't represent what I saw and what I found out, and doesn't represent what I think will take place. I'm not going to sign it. And then she's not working there anymore.
Okay. Explain this to not only Truth Nation, but to myself. When I first ended up hearing about Adam Procell having to resign, step down, because of the felony of being a murderer, right? Okay, so I immediately, for me, I'm like, well, I know 414 Life and the inception of it and all of that. And one of the things that was highly talked about is there were a lot of people that ended up becoming a part of 414 Life. And I'm not saying it's everybody that was a part of 414 Life had felonies. You know, they lived a life. They done some things that they're not proud of, and they helped to destroy the community in some aspects. But now they wanted to be able to be a part of the solution. And a lot of them, even before being hired by 414 Life, had already started what I would call their redemption tour of saying, look, I helped destroy this community. Now I want to help build this community back up. So then, of course, along comes 414 Life, and with the role of being a violence interrupter, that gave them an opportunity and also able to be employed to do something that most of them, in my opinion, just being in the community, were already doing. But now here's a chance to continue to do what you already been doing. You already are passionate about, but now it's a job.
It's a job.
So they had F's on their report card. So what was the difference with them? And I'm not saying any of, I don't know if they had murders, and I don't know if the degree of felony has a difference with it, but that's where I want to ask for your expertise in being down there at City Hall for all of the decades that you were there.
Well, what I did was I looked it up. And so you have section eligibility for office, section 3 states that and it's points 1 and 2. No member of Congress and no person holding any office of profit or trust under the United States except postmaster or any foreign power shall be eligible to any office of trust, profit, or honor in this state. No person is convicted of a felony in any court within the United States. No person convicted in federal court of a crime designated at the time of commission under federal law as a misdemeanor involving a violation of public trust. And no person convicted in the court of state of a crime designated at the time of commission under the law of state as a misdemeanor involving a violation of public trust shall be eligible to any office of trust, profit, or honor in this state unless pardoned of the conviction. Now, the office of trust is in a cabinet position. You're in trust.
Mm-hmm.
So they may have thought, oh, that reads this way and it reads that way. But no, you can't be a cabinet position and have a felony. So if he would have still been, if the Office of Community Wellness had been under DOA as it was, and he was just an employee of that, then it's okay because he doesn't have the trust of the mayor. He's not a cabinet position of the mayor. So that's how the 414 lifers are able to work those jobs, because they don't have the trust of the mayor. So they're not in those positions, and so they don't fall under those laws.
Okay. That gives more context to it. Anything on our YouTube page? Again, the True Talk text lines are open. 833-212-1017.
D. Bruce said only thing Adam Procell did was update his dwelling zip code.
Wow.
Stacey Smitter responded, said that's why I had to get a pardon to run for office. B. Bruce again come back, says no visible actionable action stopping violence or efforts towards the safety of wellness from this office in 6 years, let alone the last 6 months. So he's not a fan of the office to begin with.
Millicent on our True Talk text page, again, 833-212-1017, said Tory Lowe cannot get that job. He's campaigning for it. And she also said the council did this on purpose.
I don't think they did it on purpose. I really don't. I think they did it. I think the council, that's where it appears if you look at it like that. But I think the council made it a cabinet position because they wanted to give him more power. They wanted to have him because you don't give they wanted to have him have more power. They wanted him to be in a position to be able to do things with autonomy that he couldn't have done before.
Yeah. You know, this is a tangled web we weave.
But again, like you just said, whether it's this or that, it's still, like you just said, it's a tangled web, right? And do we want our politics to become this tangled web, or do we want it to be a political system here where it's already devoid of parties with Democrats and Republicans? Do we want to add all of this and go down the road that we're going? You know what I'm saying? Which it appears is what we're doing. And in the end, nobody's going to win.
Yeah, man, this is, it's crazy because we need some consistency, and we've had so many turnovers in that department, like from OVP leading to, the Office of Community Wellness and Safety. And again, I don't know what is summer going to look like? You know what I'm saying? What is spring going to look like? If we're having these turnovers to this degree, and You get somebody and people say, okay, this is who we got. Sort of like the Orange Man. It's like, okay, I don't support anything that he's doing, but he's here for the next 3 years.
At minimum, unless he get impeached.
You know? So it's like, But coming up in the next hour, we're going to be talking about Alex, of course, in Minnesota, and the shooter's identity revealed. And also, Wisconsin changes to the conceal and carry ties into Alex Pretti. Interesting dialogue coming up in hour 2. Make sure you stay logged on, stay tuned in. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth, and we'll be black.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th for the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by Homer Blow and yours truly, Bailey Coleman. Celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017thetruth.awards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. You think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Check it out one time.
Great morning, Truth Nation. If you were scheduled to be in at 8 a.m. and you're late, you are late. So just so you know, I want to let you know that you're late and you could be written up. And especially if it's an unexcused late. Now, if you told them, like, look, you know what? I'm not going to get there till 8:15.
Yeah.
Then you good.
I'm sitting here upset now because it's off subject, but I got a fridge being delivered. I ordered it from Home Depot. They're supposed to call me and give me a 4-hour, time.
Window, yeah.
They just called me talking about they sitting outside. What? Ain't nobody talked to me. Ain't nobody gave me the 4-hour window or nothing.
And now you either got to reschedule.
Now I got to reschedule. They going to probably be like, we'll be there next week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody. Listen, man. Customer service is going down the tubes. Because nobody called. They supposed to call and say we'll be there during this time frame. They're not supposed to call and say we out front.
And the other thing about that is when they do that, and so now you reschedule your whole day, and then they do come. If they say at 8, they actually come at 8. But now you didn't say, okay, I can't come in. And
they never told me they were coming at 8. Or I'd have had somebody be there.
Right.
You know.
And then they give you that window, and they come at noon. You know what I'm saying? So
somebody is there, but I can't get them. I'm on air. What I'm gonna do?
Right.
You know. I'm just.
Right.
I digress, y'all.
Yeah. That's a woosah moment.
Frustration in the second hour of Truth in the morning.
Yeah. So the identities have been released of the 2 ICE agents that were involved in the actual shooting deaths. Mm-hmm. And, of course, that's a Renee Good and, of course, Alex Pretti. And it wasn't white ICE agents. It wasn't.
It's crazy.
And I think Sherwin Hughes, Truth with Sherwin Hughes, kind of went in depth on it yesterday morning during his show as well. I'm like, yeah, you're probably going to be surprised when you find out, who they were that ended up shooting these 2 white people. And I don't know, in its own situation. And then to end up finding out that Wisconsin is changing to the conceal and carry, and it also ties into Alex Pretti.
Yeah, you had to school me on that one because I didn't see that one. But the oddness of it is that you have this white man who is out protesting the illegal treatment of what they are calling illegal immigrants, the illegal treatment of immigrants into this country. And then you have, and then for most intents and purposes, it's been Latino people that have been catching the brunt of this. So you have this white man out protesting on the behalf of Latino people who gets killed, executed in the street by 2 Latino men. Now let that sink in, Truth Nation. Executed, he's out protesting the wrongful treatment of immigrants,
right?
Who in this case are largely Latino people, and gets killed by 2 Latino men. What type of bizarre world is
that's
this?
exactly what I thought about when
What is going on?
Like, this is bizarre world to the 10th power.
We have talked about it in the past, y'all, but I think we really need to have this discussion, Truth Nation. What is going on in the minds of these Latino people? Could you imagine? Now, I know that this happened in the past, and we know that when we were enslaved people, there would be Uncle Toms that would help the master and the slave catchers and worked with them to catch black people because they were getting paid for it and they were offered their freedom and stuff like that. But we're in 2025 now. How do you as a Latino, and I've watched a lot of these videos. How are you as a Latino person? And these cats been Border Patrol since 2017 and 18, so they not new.
Right.
These ain't the Proud Boys. This is somebody that came here and grew up here or something and decided they wanted to stop other people from, like them, from coming into the country.
I hate to laugh,
You hate yourself so bad that you are going to go work with the people who prevent others from, like you, from coming into the country?
But when we think about that, here's another narrative, in my opinion, that you have to think about. You think about the house Negro and the field Negro.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's something that unfortunately has been going on for a long time.
And and I guess we didn't see it happening to our Latino brethren, and we just now seeing this, maybe because we don't intermingle as much as we should. You know, me and a friend of mine have had these conversations a lot, right? But the point is this. Even if it's the house Negro, field Negro stuff, right?
10 seconds we get.
Rhea, get that.
Did.
What I'm saying is this. Even if that's the narrative we're going with, back then you would have the people in the house, and they wanted to protect their position inside of the house. So they were harder on the field Negro because they didn't want they looked down on them to the point that they hated them because they thought that they made them look bad. Is that what's going on in the Latino community, that they hate those that come from these countries because they think they're going to make them look bad? Are they going to threaten their position? You know, when black people migrated from the south to the north, there were people up here that felt that way. You know what I'm saying? And so they would take them under their wing, and they would treat them a certain way, but there were still those that felt that way. So I get it. Mm-hmm. But you hate yourself, but we still wasn't standing in the middle of the street shooting somebody in the head that's protesting on the behalf of those that look like me.
And I know that in our world, it can definitely be looked at as apples and oranges. I get it. But I think about all of the snitches, all the confidential informants that are informing on their own people. Yeah. And some that are closely associated and inside. You get what I'm saying? And so I don't know, unfortunately, if this is something new. And sometimes in those situations, they became violent. You know what I mean? And yeah, so I think that unfortunately, this type of behavior has been going on for forever. But I know it still just seems shocking because it's like, okay, hold on, how you Latino and then you get ready to try to stop. You were given an opportunity here, whether you ended up getting it by birthright or whatever the case may be. You know the history, you know the struggle. You get what I'm saying? And and so you come in, and I don't know, in its own rebellious way. Like, have we heard of them shooting and killing any of their own Latino brothers and sisters? Because these were white people. Yeah. That they ended up killing.
But you see,
could this be some get black? I know conspiracy theory, but I'm just saying.
No, I don't think that's it. I think they hate themselves so much that they hate anybody that's trying to help those that are coming from these situations.
There you go.
Because you had like we said it was 9 of them killed. Mm-hmm. 9 people killed during the month of January, right?
Yep. 2
of them were the white people in Minnesota. 1 of them was the brother.
Yep.
The other 6 was Latino people.
Correct.
So if a large portion of, and when I hear these people talking that are doing this border patrol stuff and are doing this, when I hear them talking, they got accents. A lot of them got accents, and then you can hear the Latino brothers and sisters saying, "How can you do this to your own people?" Right? What are they? Listen, you hate yourself so much that you think that the entering of these people from this other part of South America, or wherever they're coming from, is going to affect your status in America so bad that you have to prevent them from coming, or you want to prove yourself to those in power and prove that you can be trusted. You're not like the rest of them, that you're going to knock on their heads. You know what I'm saying? You're going to knock on their heads, treat them with injustice, treat them with no kindness, treat them with no dignity, take them into these ICE facilities and treat them terrible, allow these other Border Patrol people to take them into porta potties and rape them. You're taking 5-year-old kids. You're doing all of this stuff to prove you're an American. Well, if that's America, why do you even want to be a part of that? If that's your vision of America and how you have to act in America, why do you even want to be a part of that?
You know, you see the names of the 2 officers, right? Okay, the names of the 2 ICE agents. And I know just from, learning a little something, they pronounce it as Jesus Ochoa.
So he's not, Jesus is not far from being born in Mexico. Right. Because that means his family is It's deeply rooted. So what does his family think of him?
Just, yeah. And the second Custom Border Patrol officer was Raimundo Gutierrez.
Listen.
So Jesus is 43 and Raimundo is 35.
They haven't even been here long enough to assimilate to the point where their names are regular. Because, when people come here, they give kids regular names.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they first generation, probably.
Mm-hmm.
They first generation Latinos that have been here. And in being first generation, they feel like this is what they got to do. Our grandfathers and grandparents went to war. They went to Vietnam. They went to World War II to try to prove that they were Americans, right? And that they could be a part of the system. That's why a lot of them did it. And then when they come back, they realize they not, which birthed the civil rights movement. You realize you're not. You went and put your life on the line for this country, and then you come back and you realize that this country still doesn't think of you as an equal part of the citizenship. I messed that word up. They don't think of you as a citizen. And so you come back and you start the civil rights movement. They're coming back. They're adding themselves to try to be a part of the system, and they're going so far as to murder and kill their own people. Now, Fred Hampton had the guy that put the stuff in his Kool-Aid. We've had instances of this in our community. But this seems like this is widespread.
Yep. YouTube, we'll come back and take some of your comments. Again, the True Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017. We've got to get ready to take care of some bills. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM, and we'll be black.
On Wednesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers complete their homestand as they host the Detroit Mercy Titans at the UWM Panther Arena.
3 feet the block. Franklin, contact, yes! Score it in one. Back to the top, Dixon. Driving right, step back, wing, 3 on the way, and he hit it! Josh Dixon with a ceiling scraper.
Scott Warris has the coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock. This Friday night, we have a city conference showdown as the Milwaukee Juneau Pioneers battle the Carmen Northwest Eagles. Fast breaks, big shots, and bragging rights on the line. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. The City Conference Game of the Week on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com is sponsored by Milwaukee Public Schools and presented by Gruber Law Offices.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family.
They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
More of Truth in the Morning is next on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, mark your calendars for Friday, February 20th for the second annual Truth Community Awards, hosted by yours truly, the legendary Home of Blow, along with my girl Bailey Coleman, celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. Tickets are on sale now. Get your tickets, people. Get your tickets. You don't want to miss it. Visit 1017thetruth.awards.com to learn more. On there, you'll be able to go and see our Eventbrite so you can purchase your tickets. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Come celebrate with us on Friday, February 20th at the Truth Community Awards, hosted by yours truly, the legendary Home of Blow, along with my girl Bailey Coleman from 5:30 to 8 p.m. at Venue 3, right here inside the 3rd Street Market Hall. Do not miss out on the best community awards event of the year. Tickets are on sale now. Tickets are going fast. Make sure you get your tickets. We need them to be there, Dave.
I'm gonna be there. Let's cut my mic on. I'm gonna be there. Mama there, everybody there.
Be there, they're out there now. I was getting ready to go. It's the hip hop in us.
That's what I was saying.
It's the hip hop in us.
Be there, everybody there.
Yes.
It's going to be a live situation. I'm glad it's here at the venue, too, because it's right here.
Right.
You can walk over here and see the radio station. You ain't going to get inside, but you can look through the windows.
Right.
And see where we sit and what we do if you're not watching it on YouTube. And,
and it'll be streamed live as well. I mean, it'll be recorded.
It's going to be live.
So
it's going to be a situation.
And shout out to our 2026 award recipients. And we definitely, besides just knowing that you'll be able to see myself and Bailey and Dame in the building, I mean, I know that's enough.
That's
for y'all
enough right there.
Come right there. You know what I mean?
I know the people love me.
Right. Producer Rhea Riley will be in the building, you know what I'm saying? So, the Truth Nation will be there, Kyle, Dr. Ken Harris, Tori Lowe, we'll all be there. And Farina Brooks is one of our unsung heroes that will be recognized, founder and executive of Dream Team United WI Inc., also Dame Melody McCurtis, Deputy Director of Metcalf Park, is one of our honorees. Andre Douglas, Assistant VP of Boys and Girls Club of Greater Milwaukee. Joseph Addison, President of 100 Black Men of Milwaukee. Erica Crowley, Director of Rental Housing Resources for Community Advocates. And Shawana Campbell, Housing Manager for Community Advocates. These are all great people that are doing great things. So get your tickets. Come out and support all of them. Support Truth Nation, support the Truth Good Karma brand with all of your shows, and we want to have you in the building. We
need you in the building. Come through.
That part. So tickets are available, again, at 1017thetruthAwards.com. We do have an Eventbrite page, but if you go to our page, you will be able to get all of the information so you can get your tickets. So we want you to do that. We want you to be there. So
Mama there, P there.
That's right. You're going to learn today. And shout out to That's Crazy. Great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. Be like, Blow, you tried to take 21 seconds away. Well, 19 seconds, because it was actually 7:59 and 41 seconds. Be like, it's not quite.
Well, come on.
We still, I'm just telling you how they throwing in the technical, and I hear you. So I hope you buy the time clock, though. I'm just saying, or you putting it in the right way. RN Kawanda said customer service has been crazy with your situation, Dame.
Yeah. And then y'all update. Then they text me talking about, oh, you missed your appointment. I ain't missed nothing. Nobody called me and told me it was coming. It's people in the house sleep right now that could just go and get it.
Right.
You ain't tell me nothing.
Yeah. Jasmine Gooden, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you on our YouTube page. Said they probably have the same separation in their culture that we technically have in the black community, which is, I guess, a point that I kind of brought up. And that's crazy, though. DVJ, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. So when I heard a Mexican telling another Mexican to get over the wall and leave, that messed me up when I heard that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Whew. It's
like
one
I said, when we migrated from the south to the north, it was that type of situation where people would treat those that were fresh from the south up here a certain way, and they would talk to them a certain way, but it wasn't. I don't think it's this as bad as this. It may be because I'm black. I see it that way, but I just think you get a job preventing those from your area to come here. Like you don't want them here. You hate them so much, but that's where you come from. It's just crazy to me. I can't imagine that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Kiana S. Williams, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. And Felix, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. It was like when you were speaking, let them cook. Loked and Lovely, great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. Says self-patriot plays a part, but guys like this probably don't see any other way to make $100K to $150,000 a year.
So you gonna kill your people?
Obviously. Obviously.
What people do for money? Yeah. Kiana S. Williams said, yes, my grandfather served in the World War II. DBJ said, great morning to us both and everyone else. Kiana S. Williams said, Felix, taco and tequila. Okay, I guess they're going to try to go have tacos and tequila. RC Creation Muse, great morning, love you, appreciate you. Said, knowing some of the things they are running from in Mexico, I'd be skeptical of who is coming over as well. Let's not act like Mexico is a sanctuary country. We don't want other nations' problems. We got our own problems. I understand that, but I guarantee you they ain't no worse than the folks that's here. Yeah. Also in the YouTube page, you got the link where you can get your tickets. It's been posted on our YouTube page, and I'm sure on our Truth Talk text page as well. So you can grab your tickets for the Truth Community Awards here. It's going to be right here inside 3rd Street Market Hall at Venue 3. RC Creation Muse said, if anything, we need an easier way to vet people coming into the United States. That ain't finna happen under Trump. DBJ said, I'm not skeptical of Latin people coming over here. I personally ain't worried about Rhea taking a job or harming me. To each their own, though. Jasmine said to RC, I agree. I don't think Mexico is united. I think they are split like Africa is, all separate. Yeah, okay. Let me just say this. Africa is split because of the CIA and the way that they have done and other countries' version of their own CIAs. You know, you had Gaddafi that was going to make it the United States of Africa. They were pretty much on that, getting one currency and all. They were on that, and Gaddafi had to go. But that's neither here nor there. Locked and Lovely said, why is it so hard to believe that a person will sell their soul for a 6-figure payday? You're absolutely right. Yeah, I was going to say that. That's something I wouldn't do. And I get it. And I understand that some people would do the most darndest things for a paycheck. And that's just something I wouldn't do. I couldn't imagine myself stopping, getting a job, and I'm chasing down Haitians. I'm not even from Haiti, but they look like me, right? They black. I couldn't imagine myself get a job chasing down Haitians and saying, you can't come here. And all of this and all of that, and especially if I'm an immigrant myself, or just, and with the name like Jesus, they ain't far from, running across the border. Well, one of the things that, I think about when we talk about this, brother, is in saying that, then there's a lot of people that shouldn't become law enforcement officers, because law enforcement officers are there to protect and serve. And so if we didn't have Latinos that were officers, then it'd be like, oh, that's discrimination. You feel what I'm saying? If we didn't have Haitians, even, you feel what I'm saying, in areas that that a lot of Haitians may reside or live, if they end up becoming law enforcement officers, black men, black women, you feel what I'm saying? So it's like,
we understand what they are sworn to do and protect and serve. So it's like, hey, look, I don't want you to be putting yourself in a position where I got to arrest you or I got to, do what I got to do.
Right.
But I also have to do my job.
Yeah.
So I guess, you kind of think of it in that sense.
But they got to do their job, but why take that job? If that's,
I get the ice out.
Why take that job? Why put your... I understand it's like somebody said that you read, it's like it's not many ways for them to make six figures. Well, then you're going to have to do something else. Because I just couldn't... That wouldn't sit well with me. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't... Me personally, I just couldn't do it, especially when it's like... I'm the first generation here, probably. You know what I'm saying? I got here, and somebody had me when they got to this country. So now I have my citizenship, but I'm gonna stop you from getting your citizenship. I'm gonna stop you and your family from doing the same thing that my family just did. It's par for the course because you got Trump going at all immigrants, but he's married to one. J.D. Vance is married to one. You know what I'm saying? All these, but they love him for them. But everybody else, as an immigrant, no, you can't come in this country.
Yep. Time to get ready to take care of some bills. Again, you're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. We're inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. Al, MKE, we see you. We'll come back to you after we take care of these bills. Please hold on. The Truth Talk text lines 833-212-1017. We'll be back.
Injured at work, unable to work due to health problems, or denied veteran benefits you're entitled to? Last year, Tayback Law returned over $73 million in wrongfully denied VA and Social Security benefits to people in our communities. Tayback Law celebrates Black History Month by bringing its message to 101.7 The Truth. The team is thrilled to see Milwaukee achieve this exciting new outlet for speaking truth to power. And Tayback Law is always ready to fight for you. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
I'd like you to listen to a little question and answer session with James Imaging Systems client Preston Clark. He oversees IT services at Creative Business Interiors. Preston, why James?
I do feel like that we are partnered, again, as opposed to being sold to.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
If I need service, they're here almost within 4 hours every time. I've never had an issue where I'm like, where is that guy?
That works for you and the business, right, Preston?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have to worry about it.
Plus, there's IT-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation from James Imaging Systems.
I've got information that I can then go to my superiors with and say, hey, here's how we can save a little bit of money.
And
then I kind of look like the hero, too.
Want to be the hero in your office? Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Many of our most important memories are made at school. But for children like Victoria, the classroom can be a place of fear and isolation. She wore a bandage over her cleft every day, too shy to speak, too afraid to smile. Everything changed after one life-transforming surgery made possible by Smile Train. Today, Victoria's smile lights up her classroom, a symbol of confidence, connection, and new beginnings. Due to stigma, children with untreated clefts often miss out on school entirely. But thanks to Smile Train, students like Victoria are stepping into the classroom, raising their hands, and finding their voice. Smile Train partners with local experts to support with free cleft surgeries and other comprehensive care, empowering children to thrive in school and in life. Let's help every child walk into the classroom with confidence. Visit smiletrain.org/learn.
Truth Nation, it's time once again to celebrate excellence, passion, and the power of community at the second annual Truth Community Awards, happening Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 inside the 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. This award show will honor the unsung heroes who show up, give back, and make a positive impact in our community every single day. We're rolling out the red carpet and showing love to those who truly deserve it. Buy your tickets now by visiting 1017thetruThawards.com. Tickets are just $20, which includes free food and exclusive Truth giveaways. Join the 1017 The Truth team for an unforgettable night of entertainment, inspiration, and community pride at the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 in Milwaukee. The Truth Community Awards are sponsored by Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Milwaukee College Prep, Cousin Subs, Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation.
Backing up southbound 43 right now from just before Hampton all the way down to about Locust. Northbound slowing down right around the Plainfield curve all the way up to Oklahoma Avenue. Westbound 94, you've got delays from just west of 27th Street all the way to Hawley Road. The eastbound side's backing up just before 84th Street to Hawley Road as well. And a little pocket of heavy traffic on the northbound side of the bypass from just north of Beloit Road up past National Avenue. A check of the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 23. Tonight, a few clouds, a low of 9 above. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth is proud home of the Milwaukee Panthers basketball. Panthers basketball is back in action tomorrow night as UWM celebrates Black History Month against the Detroit Mercy Titans. Scott Wars has the coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 7 p.m. Hey, I listened to the homecoming game. I was just happened to be out driving, and I checked it out, and he was doing, whoever was calling the game was doing an excellent job. Scott Wars, I guess, was calling the game.
Absolutely.
He was doing an excellent job. I enjoyed the listening. And UWM almost won. They didn't, though. But
we're going to go to our Truth Talk text lines. We've got Al from MKE. Thank you for holding over through the break. 833-212-1017. You hear the conversation this morning. Al, what's your truth?
My truth is the whole administration is a bunch of hypocrites. And for the people who work for ICE, you can't feed your family you can't feed your family while breaking up somebody else's family. And then the people you going after, you are a product of. So that makes you an enemy of the state. But when you look at this Republican Party, you got to remember they're white. But half of their wives are not white. They either mixed or they came from over the water. And if it wasn't for the Immigration Act of 1917, a lot of them Woods will not even be over here. Just like they kick off all that stuff about the LGBT. They got that Scott Benzer dude up in there sleeping with a gay man for one and raising a child, but y'all so-called white Woods ain't raising no hell about it. There's a lot of hypocrisy. So they're pushing the hypocrisy because they're white. That's why they always put that Christian sign outside and the cross, because all of them is full of sugar, honey, iced tea from the womb to the tomb. When they fart, when they walk, when they urinate, and even when they look in the mirror, they know what they see. That's why they play a victim. All of them can go and rot and die in hell because they are a product of what they see. They're hypocrites. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you, Al. MKE.
I remember the first time I heard Al, and I was so shocked. I'm not shocked anymore.
Yeah.
But he's
be on point.
He be on point, and some of the other adjectives he may use while getting to his point, But yeah, he's right. They talk all that mess, talk all that crazy stuff. We already said Melania and her movie bombed this weekend. That's crazy that Amazon paid $20 million or some $60 million for this movie.
Yeah, it was $75 million that was spent. So like $40 million to make it, and $35 million was paid to, and it made $7 million. So they're harping on the fact that it's a documentary, and within the last 10 years, it's the highest grossing documentary. There were calculations that it would make no more than $2 to $5 million, but it made $7 million. but it costs $75 million.
So how is that? But
yeah,
but they're
they gonna grab any little thing they can.
And that's just paying off. That's Amazon paying that family for whatever treatment Amazon got, Jeff Bezos and them got from that family, they just paid them.
Mm-hmm.
And that is corruption.
Absolutely.
But that's neither here nor there, because that wasn't the subject. Corruption wasn't the subject, but I just felt like it led to that as I mentioned that statement. But yeah, with the immigration, they talk all that mess, but then they got one sleeping next to them. So it's okay. You can come to this country as long as you sleep with Trump. Epstein files.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you're not okay. And there you go.
Yeah. Hashtag that part, hashtag facts, and hashtag you gonna learn today.
Let me ask you this. Do you think, based upon the way that the Civil War was based upon economics and the South having free labor and the North not having free labor, and it bubbled from there. Do you think that we are, with the way that the Orange Man is going about invading northern cities, invading blue cities, and putting boots on the ground, and now he's talking about naturalizing elections in those same spaces, in those same 15 cities or whatever it is, taking over their elections? And do you think we are headed for some type of civil war? Do you think, and that's a wild question to ask, but when you look at international articles and international organizations that look at America from the out, they say America is walking that path that has been seen before in recent history, where countries go into, because the Civil War is basically of somebody in power going against their opposition.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads to that opposition fighting back.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely do.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
that's where we are.
Yeah, I absolutely do, because it's already unfolding, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and especially with folded being the hot thing that everybody's talking about. And shout out to Kalani with her Grammy. But listen, you're attacking everybody except your base, and even some of your base you are attacking. But the part of his base, the Orange Man I'm speaking of, are not in the upper echelon. So they don't matter.
Right.
They mattered when it was time to vote, but now that he's there, they don't matter. And he's showing it by the things that he's doing, and all of these executive orders and all of the things that he's been implementing or whatnot. In my opinion, it shows that it's the have and the have-nots, and y'all have not. So y'all go and get over there with them black people. Y'all go and get over there with them immigrants. Y'all go and get with them. Y'all go and get with them.
Right.
Farmers, I got what I needed from y'all, so bump y'all too. You know what I'm saying? I knew that y'all still had some redneck in you, and now but we don't need you. We need the ones that are already in the upper echelon, the ones that are being able to make money. We don't need you to come and complain like, well, you said we were gonna make money, and it's like, oh well, you know what?
He don't really care about them.
That's right.
And I've said this so many times, that those you white racist people that think that Trump cares about you and he has taken up your cause. He don't care about you.
Right.
He's using you to maintain power and to get in a position of power. He's using the numbers that you provide him to get into power. And now he's got power, right? And so now you're expecting him to do all of this other stuff, right? That's not going to happen unless it's making him money. They're doing the immigration stuff because it's making him money, because people are making money off of it. Those immigration centers, people are making money off of it. And if you are making money, now you're in a position, his family just made $1.4 billion the first part of this year. We were talking earlier about the money they were getting from Melania. We were talking about money they're getting from the Saudi Arabians. They're getting money hand over fist from being in this position. So being in this position has afforded them the powers to get more money. If you are a drug dealer or somebody that has gotten money by illegal gains, and somebody tries to get in your way and stop your bread, what are you going to do?
Yep.
You're going to go try to squash them, get them out the way. So in these blue cities, they want to get him out. He knows if they get a chance to vote again, they're going to get him out. If they get a chance to vote again in the midterms, they're going to vote him out, vote his people out, and then they're going to impeach him, and then he won't be able to get that bread like he's been getting, get that money like he's been getting. So what do? You send your goons in those spots to terrorize those people because they trying to stop your bread. It ain't about political ideology. Right. It ain't about none of that stuff.
Yep, and he knows that if a war was to ensue, again, it's playing right. It's chess, not checkers. Yeah. It's chess, not checkers. And because the pot is already simmering for civil unrest.
This dude is suing the IRS for $10 billion. He's suing them for $10 billion for something that they did to him, but he's the one that's going to sign off on it. Him and his administration is going to ultimately. So he's basically taking $10 billion from you.
That's it. We got. We're coming too close to our set of bills. We got Eastside Corey. Great morning. Love you. Appreciate you. What's your truth?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you all today?
Bless.
I'm calling this Barbershop Tuesday, okay? Got to talk to my gentlemen and see, just check in, you see. Check in with my black men, okay? You see what I'm saying? I wanted to know if y'all have covered the story of Mr. Don Lemon. Don Lemon?
We talked about
we
that.
Did.
Don Lemon?
We did.
Oh, you did? You did? Well, I just want to let you know from the gay community, because I am gay, 100% old school. You see what I'm saying? Old school gay. Miss Lemon, she's just like Poulet Fouché down in Chicago. You remember that certain actor who pretended he was getting mugged by two big muscles? They're in the same category. We can't stand them. We cannot. They are gay men in need of a lot of attention. Narcissists. Nothing worse on earth than that. Yeah, we're not claiming that. We're not claiming him no more. We're going to claim Miss Nicki Minaj instead, okay? We're her crazy self.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that call. We got to get ready to take care of some bills.
The gay delegation has checked in.
Yes. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. We'll be black.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but the way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
This is Truth in the Morning on 101.7 The Truth.
Welcome, Black. We're inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. I'm the legendary Home Blow, along with my brother,
MC Dame Ellzey, in the building.
And, of course, our producer, Rhea Riley. The pot is simmering, bruh. And, again, you see it with how in different areas when protests happen, just the sheer mass amounts. And it's not only, and this is why I say the pot is simmering, they're not limited to where it happened anymore.
Yeah.
You know, there used to be a time where, things happened, but it was only that city, that county, that state that ended up, reacting to it. Now you see, in this day and age, protests happening around the country, and in some instances around the world. That to me means that we're simmering.
Friday, when I left here and I drove home, the kids from, I guess it was School of the Arts, were walking down Highland protesting. You know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of them. It was 2 blocks long, and they was on the sidewalk, but they was just walking.
Right.
And I was like, wow, that's crazy. And that goes to what you're saying, that we haven't had the strong arm of ICE as of yet. They were here and they bounced, but we haven't had it. I assume they still here, but it hasn't been like it's been in Minneapolis, like it's been in Chicago, like it's been in Portland, like it's been in L.A., like it's been in D.C., all of these blue cities. But we're a blue city too, y'all. So they going to come here. And I don't know what deals have been made to keep them from coming here or stop it. Because let's be real, without Milwaukee, they win this state every time.
Real talk.
Without Milwaukee, without Madison, they win this state all of the time. And you have to understand, in most other states, it's the same way. If they don't win Minneapolis, if they do win Minneapolis, they win that whole state. It's the same way in all of these states because the metropolises have the largest population, so they overtake everything, right? So, boom. But again, it ain't about ideology. It ain't about some type of grand scheme to put white people in power. It don't have nothing to do with none of that. It's all about that money. And that's all Trump has ever cared about. And that's all he's ever going to. He don't care about religion. He don't care about women. He don't care about white people. He care about getting money. So if I can use this white supremacy idea to get me money, I'm going to do it.
Right.
Because when Trump in the 80s and the 90s, when black people was like getting money like Trump, and he, black people like me now?
Right.
I'm going over here. He was all with the rappers, and
Yeah, I'm going to make a gold tennis shoe.
It was getting him money. He don't care about nothing else but getting money.
RC Creation Muse on our YouTube page said, I see both sides. That's why I'm for an easier process when it comes to citizenship. Nobody should be in the United States without identification. That's kind of scary. Sip said, ICE got an office downtown. Yeah, which is going to be moving. It's been downtown at the MSOE site.
Yeah, it was, and then they moved some. But yeah, it's moving. But, it's plenty of people without ID. There's people that are citizens without ID, so that shouldn't be scary. I'm saying, listen, it's not an issue until it becomes an issue. And that issue here is let's get money off of these people. You've had the people that own these GeoCorp or something like that, the people that own these immigration prisons going on record saying they're having the best year that they've ever had. They're getting money. You got them going into Venezuela, like Sharon was saying, going to Venezuela, stealing the leaders of Venezuela basically stealing a country because they think they're going to get money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go to Greenland because they think they're going to get money off of it. That's what it boils down to. It boils down to somebody wants it, they can get money off of it, and we're going to break you off some, Trump. That's what it boils down to. After Trump leaves office, he's going to have $100 billion by the time he leaves office.
Yep.
And that's what it all. He don't care about nothing else but leaving that office with all of his money. But if he get impeached, then they're going to start coming for his money. They're going to start. So he just got to lose naturally. He don't care about it. And that's why those other people are starting to step away from him, banning them and all. They really believe all of these ideas. For them, it's not Trump was like, I just want to get this bread.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's all I care about. And they have these. They really believe this stuff and feel it in their souls and their hearts about this white supremacy and authoritative governments. Trump don't even know about all that stuff. He just want money. Period. As the kids would say.
The True Talk text lines are open at 833-212-1017. Let's see. Locked and Lovely said not too long ago, Channel 4 News ran a story about an ICE detention facility opening in one of the industrial parks areas on Milwaukee's northwest side.
Oh, that's ready to go.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And they doing stuff like that all over the country, y'all. And they not doing that for no reason but to put people in there and make them work for dollars, for pennies on the dollar, and make a bunch of money off of them. That's it.
Yep. Real talk.
There's no other reason for any of this stuff to be going. And then I saw, and this might have been, sometimes we get on social media, we get to scrolling, and it just happens. So I saw that they are trying to make it like a prison sentence. So if they can't deport you, they'll just put you in prison for being an illegal alien in quotations. They'll put you in prison for an extended period.
Like Guantanamo Bay?
Yeah, they're going to put you in jail. That's why they getting all these warehouses and stuff. They're going to put people in there, and then they're going to lease these people out to corporations to go work for these corporations. They're going to enslave people, basically, because that's all prison is slavery right now. Anyway, they're making money off of them. Boom. There you go. But some of y'all need to be in jail. Just say that, too. Don't think I'm soft on that. Some of y'all need to be sitting down somewhere in somebody's rehabilitation, but that's neither here nor there.
D. Woods on the True Talk text page said, if the pot is simmering, what are we going to do to prepare for such horrible events that are going to take place? Unfortunately, a lot of people, not a damn thing. And that's just the truth. That's the truth. A lot of people pretend that they're ready for action, and they're not. No. They're not. And because of that, and so
they're going to
and the reason I say that, and the reason that I say that is that there are a lot of pressing issues, in my opinion, that I always talk about that are going on inside of our community. Because let's go there, and we're not even handling those properly to strengthen us. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? You got people who are understanding the importance of how strong we need to be in these different areas, but instead of joining and understand the greater reason why this is important, a lot of people and organizations tend to bicker with each other.
Yeah, we're gonna need a unified community. When this stuff happens.
That's it.
But
that's it.
Outside of that, you're also gonna have those that just refuse to believe. Like I was one. I didn't believe that Project 2025 could ever happen. I keep saying that. I was definitely wrong. And because I was wrong, you ain't going to get me. I ain't stupid. You ain't going to get me twice. Mm-hmm. So now, if I think it can happen and somebody says they might do this, take Trump at his word.
Yeah.
He talking about naturalizing elections. That means they trying to do it. They figuring out a way to do it. And that's always been the plan. And once they naturalize them elections, what we get?
Bruh.
The whole democracy is based upon the freedom to vote.
Bruh.
Now they're gonna naturalize it, and the feds are gonna take it over.
Mm-hmm.
So now the Latino people ain't gonna vote. Black people are gonna be like, I ain't voting. We already shaky on our trust for voting anyway.
Yep.
And now you're going to do this? So now it's just suppressing it. And then it's going to be like, oh, I won with a landslide.
Right. You know what? I want to say that before we check out of here, every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance, a place that believes in who they can become. At Milwaukee College Prep, we set the bar high with strong character, absolutely high expectations, and academic excellence. Starting as early as age 3, MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee because we believe every child can achieve greatness. And the best part, it's tuition free. If you're looking for a school that achieves greatness and, of course, partners with you, and it challenges your child and prepares them for college and beyond, visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com, because Milwaukee College Prep is where brilliance begins. And it sets them up for college and beyond, man. Shout out to Milwaukee College Prep, because they're not new to this. They're true to this. Shout out to all the MCP scholars.
I used to be a building inspector. I used to do a lot of schools. I walked through MCP and I said, this school is different. I knew it off top, and that was when they first started. I was like, the way they set it up is different, so that's it.
Yep. We got to get ready to check out the award-winning Sherwin Hughes. Truth with Sherwin Hughes is up next. Until tomorrow, Truth Nation, love you. Holla black.
Peace.